Last night you attended the Christian meeting, he said to me. How do you know? I asked. Never mind how I know, he said. I want you to realize that it is risky. Chen Hong of the secret police is watching you. She doesn't like you being married to a foreigner. Then he began an argument. I can't understand how you can believe in God, he said. Take the situation of the fish. If God exists, he must have created not only the fish, but also the diseases. There is so much pain and suffering and evil in the world. Usually the people who are struck down are innocent, he said. So many children are born blind or maimed or handicapped in other ways. Surely they haven't done anything wrong. Why would God create them like that? And then all the crimes committed by people, he said. If God created human beings, he is ultimately responsible for the evil they do. Either God cannot do anything about it, then he is powerless and not a god, or he can do something about it, but he just looks on, then he is evil himself. God does not exist, he concluded. How can an intelligent person like you be a Christian? You may have the wrong idea of God, I told him. If you think of God as an all-powerful manager who directs everything on earth in detail, you are right. God would be cruel by causing a volcanic eruption in one country or an accident somewhere else. God would either be incompetent or heartless or both. But God is so different. God is not a manager, but a creator. God began and sustains the process of evolution that brought about the whole universe. Growth is at times violent. A supernova explosion is very destructive, but it creates the heavier metals we needed for life. In evolution, beings compete with each other. Caterpillars eat plants. Birds eat caterpillars. What is suffering for one is good for another. God does not interfere in this process. He allows growth and progress to come from within. God does not interfere with us human beings either. We, too, are subject to forces of nature. Evolution brought us reason and freedom of action, so that we can choose to do good or choose to do evil. Now, there is a paradox in all this, I told him. It is precisely in the face of suffering and hardship that we human beings can show our highest qualities, such as courage, compassion, resourcefulness, and heroism. We Christians believe that God shows himself not as the omnipotent and meddling manager, but as the spirit of love that wells up in us from within. Scripture tells us that God is love. Wherever we see true love, there we see God at work. Does that not make sense? The peak of creation, as we know, lies in genuine, selfless love. We find the fullest expression of that love in Jesus Christ. We touch God in love. And God who is love is the God we believe in.